afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd. Welcome back to Fallout 4 Legendary Roulette, where last time we took part in some of the most ridiculous chaotic missions in the entire game. And as a result of that, we picked up a brand new weapon, my first instigating sniper. Now, I'll admit, we're in the late game, the third act, and this is a pipe weapon, but I could just point at raiders and say, you know what, you guys die now, and 9 times out of 10, I just get away with it. It is beautiful. Put instigating and a sneak attack together, and everything just dies. I love it. Still moving on from the chaos last week, today we're going to be looking at a handful of very curious missions, some of which have, some real weird twists to them, starting today with Mankind Redefined. This is a really strange non-mission, because the only thing you do is go, get talked at, and then you get a giant pile of XP. But there is an alternative state this mission could exist in, which I'd say plenty of people don't know about. And all it takes is not bothering to flipping attend to the meeting. So we just need to go elsewhere. Say, Starlight Drive-In. Show up, kill some mole rats, job done. So here we go, using the ancient martial art technique of just standing on top of a car. There's not really much these idiots can do to me. Nice and dead, nothing special. Materials are literally already inside the workbench to build the recruitment beacon. Job done. Don't need anything with you at all. No trouble. Hook you to you. Mission is complete. And that even gets me just enough XP to level up. And this one, oh, this is a goodie. This is when the DLC gun starts showing up as legendaries. I believe it is the Western Revolver, handmade rifle. Very good gun, the handmade rifle. Very flexible. And the harpoon gun from Far Harbor. So, okay, really looking forward to potentially seeing at least one of them show up. And go on, as instigating on a rifle is basically, yes, the only weapon in my rotation where the base damage actually matters. Rifleman 3, sure, why not? Easy mission number 2, cleansing the Commonwealth. Find one ghoul in a tube station and shoot him in the face. Lovely. Oh, here's a fun one, by the way. Okay, so next to my wounding shotgun, it would never have been in the rotation, but as a normal drop during a normal game, this would be really fun. Never-ending double-barreled shotgun. So yeah, damn thing never needs to reload. You can just basically point and fire, and keep firing forever. There is no reload functionality. Obviously, that just gets more and more powerful as you're dealing with a weapon that needs to reload more and more often. So say the harpoon gun, or the mini nuke launcher, or shotgun, stuff like that. This is, a very, very fun weapon, because this just massively increases the DPS of a shotgun. Down the stairs in the tube station into this little side room. Hello there, buddy. You're a stalker. Not really sure that's going to do you that much good in the world. You're about to fall over. And that's it. Job done. Cloaking, completely cocking, useless. Other catastrophically easy fast missions include Infiltrate Vault 81, Rescue a Cat, Give a Talk to some children inside. Multiple tiny missions there. And gosh darn it, this one can be a bit tricky to trigger. I think sometimes it can bug out a bit, but fortunately, there is an easy backup way to get yelled at by Sean for not bothering to attend the meeting. Arguably, an even funnier variant, which is simply go in, allow the meeting to begin, and as soon as we take a seat and he starts speaking, then just stand straight back up again and decide this meeting is in fact incredibly boring and you're just going to leave. And if you do that... Oh, there we go. You need to get far enough away from the meeting so it can be hard to hear the voice line, but you just saw it on screen for a second there. Sean overtly acknowledges some people have got bored with the meeting. Let's not bother anymore. Everyone else wanders off, and then you just return to get yelled at by Sean.
What did I miss?
Everything, really. Our reactor is nearly ready. My physical condition is worsening. And I had intended to reveal my plans for your taking over. I must say, it's somewhat embarrassing to attempt to name you as my successor when you can't even be bothered to stay at the meeting.
I'm a busy woman. I had things to do.
I cannot imagine what could be more important at this point. In the future, You'll need to consider your priorities more carefully. Being director will demand much of your attention.
And at this point, the conversation pretty much just goes back onto its original track. And that there completes Mankind Redefined. Though, now at this point, yes, 1, we get X6 as a companion, 2, we can move straight on to Mass Fusion, but 3, a bunch of extra stuff just opened up, and yes indeed, we've now gone so far down the Institute route, we can't do any more work with the Railroad, they just don't trust us. But yes indeed, now we get to the mission I was mentioning last week, a very curious one that it's really easy to miss because of the weird way it interacts with other missions, specifically, as we just saw, tradecraft. You see, our next destination is now going to be synth retention to begin the mission Plugging a Leak, basically about finding somebody who's been leaking information out of the Institute, but the vast majority of players will never see it, because the mission Underground Undercover uses some of the same NPCs, so if you do it one way, it means you can't do it the other, but the way it's set up is really bloody strange, and I'm not sure whether it actually might be a bit of a bug. Something might have got, mistagged at some point, because you don't make the choice whether you want to complete Underground Undercover or Plugging a Leak. Instead, if you complete Tradecraft, you simply lock yourself out of Plugging a Leak, which is really weird from the player's point of view, because Tradecraft is literally the first Railroad mission, and you meet the Railroad way earlier in the game than this point. Like, you have to meet the Railroad in order to do the prep work to get into the Institute, and this is 3 missions into the Institute's plotline, so yeah, it's just very likely the vast majority of players will do tradecraft and not be aware that locks them out of a mission they have no reason to encounter for like another 10 hours of gameplay. So we haven't done tradecraft, instead we failed it, and that means today I get to do a mission that's never been on the channel before.
We often send synth scavenger teams to the surface. Occasionally, one of the synths will try to escape. The rate of escapes has been increasing lately, and I don't think it's just random chance.
They could be getting help.
I'm sure of it. I did some digging, and discovered that the culprit is right here, in the Institute. Someone in robotics has been changing my work crew assignments, replacing synths I approve for surface duty with high flight risks. I'm convinced that someone is Alan Benet. He thinks that synths are people. He even lives with one. It's disturbing.
So, step 1, could it be anybody else?
Who else has access to the terminals in robotics?
Well, there's Max Logan and Father, of course, but I know those men. They wouldn't do something like this. No, Benet is the only one with both motive and opportunity. Unfortunately, even if I had proof of Benet's involvement, I don't have the authority to do anything about it. But you, your father's hand-picked successor. If you make the accusation, nobody would have the nerve to question it. Anyway, like I said, the roster assignments were definitely altered from the terminals in robotics. I leave the rest to you.
Now, you may notice, by the way, that, yes indeed, Sean was very clear that he intended to announce me as successor at the meeting, but he broke up the meeting when I ran out before making the announcement, but everybody kinda acts like that doesn't happen, and the game proceeds as if everybody already knew, which is a little bit peculiar, but we are where we are, I suppose. So, step 1, over to robotics, to, yes, witness the beautiful production of synths. I just love this room, it's absolutely gorgeous. Still, eyes on the prize here, terminal we want is third one round the room right here. And though it's not specifically what we're after right now, yes indeed, remember what we were told by Justin, Alan Benet is in some capacity or another, yes, living with a synth. To the extent that his son, Liam Benet, is writing to him, "Hey dad, Eve's having trouble speaking today, lots of stuttering, can you please look into it?" Turns out it was patched nice and fast, so that's going to be coming up again. But here's what we really need in the access log, Alan Benet constantly interfering with work crew candidates. And critically, logging in and making changes from his own private quarters, and then deleting the record. He's covering his own tracks.
Even though I'm a synth, Alan and Liam have made me feel like a part of their family.
And there we go, we get to meet up with Eve, the synthetic who's been living with them as yes, a sort of stand-in wife and stand-in mother since the original human passed away. Oh, and here's fun, this is brand new to me, so you can flirt with her in front of her adopted son.
If all personal synths are as good looking as you, I should get one for myself.
Why, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Hey, you're that new guy. The one from the vault. What are you doing here?
Okay, I was hoping for way more socially awkward than that, but go on, let's just follow that up by immediately tossing around accusations, just to completely mess this whole business up.
I'm here to prove that your father is helping synths escape.
No, he's not. First that Ayo guy tries to accuse him, and now you. Everyone's trying to blame my dad, but he didn't do it. Listen, I know what Justin Ayo believes, but he's wrong. My dad's not helping synths get away. I guess he could get into real trouble if they decide he's guilty anyway.
And yes, indeed, but is there some way that, say, you might be able to help prevent that, Liam?
I don't know anything that would help. I wish I did. I wish everyone would just leave my dad alone. I mean, why is it such a big deal if a few synths escape? We have more than enough here.
Come on, Liam, you've got to know something.
Is there anyone else who might want to help the synths?
I don't know. You figure it out. Just leave my dad out of it, okay?
Okay, nothing much from Liam. He's keeping his lips shut on this occasion. Unfortunately for Liam, he has made a critical error here, which is there is fairly compelling evidence on this open terminal that is currently located approximately 3 feet from him. Because the highly suspicious remote access chain continues, this time going to synth retention main control. Speaking of which, an SRB terminal you want is this one over on this side. Go in here, check the access logs again, and the mysterious chain of remote logins continues. This time from Maintenance Terminal 6. The relevant terminal is just around the corner. It's one of these in, the cupboards under the stairs. So have a wander through into this lovely area. And, oh my goodness, it's Eve. Who could have suspected?
Don't come any closer. I'm sorry that you had to find me here.
Okay, that was a very dramatic musical sting for a synth using a terminal, but alright.
You're the one who's been helping the synths escape?
Me? No, I'm just helping. Justin was closing in and figuring things out. I offered to help so he wouldn't get caught.
And yes, indeed. Come on, Eve. Give me the full story here.
What do you mean, him? Who are you talking about?
I know Liam isn't really my son, but I've come to love him as if he were. He's so smart and so kind-hearted. All he wants is for synths to have a better life, to be free. I'm sorry. You seem like a good person, but I can't let you tell Justin that Liam is helping the synths.
And there we go. It turns out it wasn't Alan, it was Liam logging in, but he wasn't doing a good job covering his tracks, so Eve was stepping in to try and assist. So, at this point, you've basically only got two options. Either she has to end up dead, or you need to talk her down. Red speech check pretty hard, but I do have a lot of drugs in my inventory.
I promise not to tell Justin. I'll keep your secret.
I believe you. I can see that you understand a parent's desire to protect a child. I'm sorry I had to threaten you. I guess I just felt cornered and panicked a little bit. I'm glad you're someone we can trust.
And there we go, that's literally the only way to keep Eve alive. Otherwise, she dies right now, and I think I'd rather she didn't die horribly in a cupboard.
You're the one helping synths escape. Why?
So you figured it out. Nice work. Nobody else down here could. I'm not surprised it took someone from outside. At first, I just wanted to see if I could get away with it. It was a challenge, you know? But then I realized the synths are really just like us, except without any freedom. I decided to help the ones that wanted to escape, so they can have a better life.
Of course, if you play this game through the railroad route, you deal with him during Underground Undercover, where we find out he uses the codename Patriot and has in fact been providing direct assistance to the railroad. So, I'm going to be honest, your mum did point a gun at me, but I kept her alive, so it's fine.
Eve was going to kill me to protect your secret.
What? I didn't think she cared that much about us. Not enough to hurt someone. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I made a terrible mistake. I didn't mean for that to happen, I swear. Look, now that you know, you have a choice to make. You could tell Justin. But I have a proposal for you. I want to frame Justin Ayo. Look, ever since Dr. Zimmer left, he's been out of control. He and his coursers have been pushing people around and threatening them to get what he wants. When he came after my dad, that was the last straw.
And here we go. We now get ourselves a choice of rewards, and basically, it's a pretty easy one, because if you go and turn in Liam to Dr. Ayo, you get 1,000 caps, which is basically meaningless. It's a Bethesda game. You have more money coming in than you could possibly ever bloody spend. But if you're willing to help Liam here, you get yourself a unique bit of gear. It's hardly the best gear in the game, but it's definitely better than just generic money.
Go to Justin's quarters and disable the security safeguards on his private terminal. I'll remotely plant evidence on it that'll make it look like he's the one helping the synths. Then it's bye-bye Justin Ayo.
Alright, and there we flipping go, and that's precisely what we're going to do. So, straight round the corner into his private quarters, over to the terminal, disable security safeguards, that's literally all we can do, and that's it. Job is done. Now, between them presumably, Liam and Eve can frame him for the crime.
I disabled the safeguards.
Way ahead of you. I've already accessed the terminal and planted the evidence. Pretty good, huh?
So what happens now?
I guess there's only one thing left to do. I'll tell my dad about how I think Justin Ayo's been secretly freeing the synths. I've got a motive for him too. The way I see it, it's a play to make sure everyone depends on the SRB. Thanks again for your help. A lot of people will be happier with Justin Ayo out of the way. Especially my dad.
I was so desperate.
So there we go. We've basically just done this mission in favour of the Railroad, given we've helped out, you know, the Railroad's agent, despite the fact the Railroad will now not deal with us because we've gone too far down the Institute path for the Railroad to talk to us, which is all... it's all very peculiar. Also, I forgot to shake him down for the rewards, didn't I? Okay, in this universe, Liam, I want to get bloody paid for this.
I guess I could part with my spare glasses. My dad always says they make me look smarter. Help me frame Justin, and they're yours.
Alright, so I did not know that. Literally no reward unless you specifically shake it out of him. And there we go, the best glasses in the game. Intelligence +2, Charisma +1, so 3 special of a single pair of glasses. Really, really nice indeed.
I still can't believe what Justin was doing. Now he's been banished and I'm in charge.
And there we go, Justin Ayo has officially been replaced by Alana Secord. So he does disappear from the Institute, though it can take a day or two for the game to remember he's supposed to be banished, which is marvellous, meaning, yeah, anything that he needs to do for the plot, Alana can now just do for him. And speaking of getting department heads exiled forever, because you see our house divided has also begun over in bioscience because those guys don't like me being the new director. Even though it was never announced I was the new director, but the game, as I say, just sort of doesn't care about that. Now, what I'm about to say is going to sound really, really weird, but hear me out here. While you of course can release the gorillas into this room, and they will murder everyone and it's hilarious, you don't actually have to release the gorillas. You could just not. And in fact, doing so is a way of accessing one of the more interesting endings to this particular mission. Disable the automated turrets, do not release the giant angry gorillas, and unlock the door. That's it. That's all we need to do. And then we just go in and we deal with this by hand. Now the turrets have been taken care of, we just eliminate the synths. Shouldn't be too difficult at all. Then we simply don't attack the doctors because they're not attacking me. So you're just striders, a couple of shots will take care of you. Just, yeah, these guys are not going to be able to do much to me. Gorillas are nicely inside their cage and no trouble at all because... yeah, if all their security's taken down, but they haven't been murdered by gorillas, that actually opens up a slightly different ending.
It's over, Dr. Higgs.
What do you plan to do now? Kill us and take the key? Go on then. prove how right we were.
Just open the bloody door, you stupid idiots.
I refuse. Now do your worst.
Enough. Have you lost your mind, Lawrence? I'll do it. I'll open the door.
Max, no.
It's over, Lawrence. And you're a fool if you can't see that. Now, unless you intend to shoot me, please stand aside while I put an end to this.
Future generations will remember this decision, Max. I'll make sure of it.
And there we go, they stand down nice and peaceful, but we're still not entirely done. Because of course, these guys did do a really bad thing. They locked down their own department, they tried to hold the rest of the Institute hostage because they're the ones with the food. So as a result of that, we now need to have a follow-up discussion about what we do with them.
There is one further matter to discuss. Obviously, some kind of disciplinary action must be taken here. The question of what form it takes is up to you.
And here we go. We can now choose how they get punished. So just say, you know what? It's cool. Live and let live. Put them on probation. Exile them permanently. Or execute them. But if you want that one, you're going to have to pass a speech check. Because apparently it's deemed a bit extreme. So we're going to continue this train rolling along. And we're going to exile them. So that is, yes, the head of SRB, exiled. Head of bioscience, exiled. In the event that you do enough work with the Brotherhood, you can get Dr. Lee out, not exiled, but you can get her to voluntarily leave the Institute. And I believe that's the best you could do in terms of decapitating the various Institute departments. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to actually, yes, behead the robotics department, because even if you do plugging a leak the other way, that just implicates Liam. So, yeah, best you can do is 3 out of 4. They're getting exiled forever. Goodbye, you stupid losers.
Give them supplies and then throw them out. They're banned for life.
I wish I could say that that would be unfair. But there's no denying those men put all of our lives at risk. I'll see to those supplies. At least they'll have a fighting chance, which is perhaps more than they deserve.
Okay, that's been a whole lot of plot and story stuff today, but how about, yes indeed, we get back to blowing things up in a hilarious fashion, because it's time for mass fusion. At this point, yeah, we are just picking a side. Already burnt my bridges with the railroad. If I go and do this, Brotherhood will decide I'm an enemy. So alright, let's do it. And here we go, teleported in. This is, yes, a much calmer and nicer introduction to this area for the Institute next to the Brotherhood. Because in the Brotherhood, you have to, yes, arrive by vertibird, and everyone sees you coming, and everyone starts shooting at you, and you have to shoot at the back with a minigun. It's not exactly, you know, stealthy or anything. This way, you properly get to just move in, get into position, pick off the Brotherhood before they know what's going on. Okay, I want at least one good snipe before we start, you know, murdering everybody. In fact, you know what? I could go for the fusion core. Oh, you know what? Going for the fusion core is too hilarious not to do. Whether we can break it, then again, actually. Headshot would be pretty good too. Let's go for this rifle. Instigating. Crit to the head and just see what happens. Okay, so accept crits. That is not enough to get the kill, but it is enough to blast his helmet clean off, which is pretty bloody hilarious. So, alright, buddy. Round the corner anytime you... There we go. Let's just get some nice bleed damage on you, and that's you nice and dead. More people coming in. Oh, blimey. Okay, their guns hurt a lot more than your average synth. So that's all absolutely fine. Just got to finish you stupid bastards off. I see you. You're a little bit too far away, aren't you? 2 shots. Actually, you know what? 3. Hide. Let the bleeding do the work. Beautiful. Let's go over to explosive. As soon as you come around the corner. Oh, yeah. Don't actually need you to come around the corner. Don't forget, explosive weapons, they just sort of work. Doesn't really matter whether you're aiming at someone or not. Hello over there. Don't mind me. Oh, the damage. Oh, the damage is so much more than Vats thinks it ought to be. It's beautiful. This mission is so hilariously broken, by the way, because yes, what you're supposed to do now is, having retrieved a key card from upstairs, go into the lift, activate the lift, and very slowly ride the elevator down to the bottom floor while the Brotherhood swarm in on various balconies and you have to take them out and diddly diddly day. You do not have to do this because your destination is down on the floor. And you know what the easy way to get down on the floor is? Why yes, it's letting gravity do the work, and there are so many ways you could do this. Like power armor, that works just fine. But I brought along a pair of acrobat legs. If I just, very quickly toss myself off this building right here, then I just land fresh as a daisy, no trouble whatsoever. Meaning, I can now just walk in. I mean, the game wants me to go back up there. Don't have to. You can just walk straight in. So if you do it this way, one knight just shows up right down at the bottom. So we're just going to explode you. No trouble, buddy. Straight past you. Hang on, sorry. One more. Just need to blow up all of your limbs as well. You're already down on the ground. Brilliant. Take you out. So 2 knights. That's it. ID reader, you're straight to the end of the mission. But you know what? What's the point of gathering all this elite super equipment if we never bloody use it for anything? So I'm going back up top and we're going to do the elevator rides. Admittedly, weapon choice is going to be interesting here as the ride begins. For the simple reason, yeah, this thing is maybe a bit too short range. The other hilarious way to just, yes, mess with this section, by the way, is be really sneaky. Because if you are sufficiently well hidden, the Brotherhood just don't see you. They just see an empty elevator, and they pay no more mind to you. So, just for fun, I'm going to turn on a stealth boy, and, yeah, there we go. They just can't see me. They're all storming into this room one by one, and they have no idea where I am. So what we're just going to do as well on top of that is... hang on, where's my thing? There we go. You, buddy. I've decided you just get shot with a silenced gun, and that you dead, and nobody knows I did it. Still in caution. Still in caution. Absolutely brilliant. So, okay, we can just take you out too. That's enough for you. Still in caution. Nobody knows what's going on and why the elevator is just shooting people. There we go. Now they know something's going on. Right. Just get over to you. That was a bit better. That was pretty good there. Did we hit you at all, by the way? Oh, yeah. Just bear in mind, manual fire just doesn't work. The lift has got some good cover in it, by the way. You can just use the lift for cover very nicely. We have got... There we go. Blow the conduit. Well, that's just mean of you. I was using this elevator. Meaning, now all of a sudden, yeah, we pop out here and... this guy shows up and he's, he wants to be a boss. No. Go for the thing we can actually hit. Go for the arm. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you are dead, buddy. There we go. That was the super elite mega boss. Did have chameleon gear. Chameleon gear is good. Now, we know, of course, from coming in from the street, which was right there on the left, there's going to be, like, 2 more or something, and... he sort of knew I was there, then he just sort of gave up. So that should maybe be enough to get the kill. Right, we're off, or... if that doesn't kill him, unfortunately, we will trigger the... yeah, we're going to trigger the thing now, which is a bit of a shame. Don't mind me. You just need to die now, and yeah, there's the regeneration. But that's fine. He's going to die just like that. There's going to be a little bit more yet. Maybe get into cover, by the way. This is a little bit of a... excuse me. Stop setting me on fire, please. And now done the proper way, we could go down to the basement. But yeah, the entire section in the lift, you can just skip it. Acrobats if you've got it, power armor if you don't. Though, without power armor, I'd say you do get bonus style points, absolutely. I really love the reactor room itself, by the way, not just because it looks really, really gorgeous, just because it's one of the more RPG-ish rooms in Fallout 4. Because, we're infiltrating a high-security reactor right now. Naturally, there's going to be trouble. But it's all automated robotic security. Meaning, if you happen to be a master hacker, you could just break into all these terminals and turn off all the robots and just walk in, walk out, basically no trouble whatsoever. Which I think is just really, really cool. The fact that, yes, there's basically a proper RPG pacifist solution to this mission at the end here. Just... walk in, disable security, grab the thing, walk out again. And I can't do that because I don't have hacker. I also didn't bother bringing a hazmat suit, so I really hope, you know, it's not too radioactive in the extremely radio... Plus 63. Okay, let's just slap some Rad-X on here. That's all absolutely fine. I'm pretty sure you can stack a few Rad-X. And a bit of Rad-Away too. That'll do the job nicely. Yeah, we're counteracting that faster than we're taking it. Just for the moment. Hit the button. Just keep spamming. You can just about get away with this if you're willing to, you know, spend enough materials. Get this, get that. Lovely. It is a bit of a slow process. And I have got myself one agitator for all your agitating needs. Straight back out of here. And now, of course, the security is going to be a little bit more alert. Close the door. There we go. Immediately rads go down. Lovely room. The fact it's so bloody radioactive, you actually need to, you know, have a plan. But yes, now we have to face the local security. Didn't bring any troubleshooters, but to be honest, yes, we should do... Oh. Definitely hearing trouble here. And this door wasn't open a minute ago, I believe. Hello over there. You're a basic legendary. You're not so bad at all. So just keep on keeping on. And just, yep, reload all the rest of it. Little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. That should be fine. Run! And no, keep sprinting. Okay. Good old dramatic action dive. There's also turrets. Could have turned them off. Didn't. Again, lack of hacking, to be honest. Okay, what else is around here? 1, you need to go down. You're nice and easy. 2 should take you out. No trouble at all. Back away. Lovely. Where is my actual sniper? Oh! John, they explode. Legendary robots explode. Why do I never remember this? Okay, just take you out, please, and... gonna have to finish you off by hand. That's fine, so I lack long-range options. Things are calming down. I swear there's an Assaultron yet, though. I mean, there's also something the other side over here. This door appears to have not opened yet. Oh. I thought I saw you. Let's just get some bleed damage on you, buddy. In fact, if we're lucky, that might just... Oh, yeah, there we go. Uh-oh, hang on. Why are you... There were 2 Assaultrons. Got it. Okay, keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Run and jump. Lovely. Legendary robots, always a good time to deal with. Okay, are we fine? I think we're fine, mostly. Right, handful more robots go down. Remembered that one exploded. Bonus points to me, and with that, lockdown is complete. Final bit of gear comes to me. Just martyr, nothing too dramatic at all. And we are done. I love this little section. It's just, yeah, a really quite tough fight. If you are not a specialist hacker, but if you happen to be really good at hacking security systems, you can just walk in and out. It's brilliant. I love it. We do get a nice little, yes, fight on the way out too. Brotherhood and Institute all out fighting each other. I can just step in and... Seriously, John, why are we struggling to hit torsos? Okay, I guess because the arm's blocking it. Go for the leg in that case. That should do just fine for you. He'll be dead in a moment. Lovely. Just, you know, help out. I think there's someone behind you too. You'll die too. I just love my strategy of just, you know, shooting someone then hiding behind a door. It works beautifully well. And here we go. My robot friends seem to be doing most of the work. A little bit more bleeding damage will take you out, buddy. It might be one more person up. Ooh, there's a big knight up top. Okay, just take care of this. Lovely. Then go into my nice bits and pieces. I say go into my nice bits and pieces. Gonna be honest, there we go. Just get right up to him. If you're right in his face, there's not much you can do about it. To be honest, like, all the recoil in the world isn't gonna matter if he's filling my entire bloody screen. And okay, will you guys just naff off and stop shooting me? You're not even legendary. What are you even doing here, you stupid loser? Once again, you can just skip all this, by the way. You can just, you know, let these guys get on with that. Run outside, teleport away, no trouble at all. Just make sure, by the way, none of you need to die. Staggering super sledge, not really of interest to me. No, nothing dramatic. Let's be on our way. And back in the Institute, agitator handed over. The mission is complete, leading to... Wait, hang on, why did I just get... Does anyone know why I just got XP a second time? For beginning a mission, because that's not normal. Still, I would say having shown off some lesser known bits and pieces in the Institute, and then going out for a great big Brotherhood slaughter, that's enough for now, but we are coming up on the end here. Pinned, of course, is one of the final little missions that appears before we just get down to the nitty-gritty of, well, basically, exterminating everybody that's not us. And after that, of course, I have some other plans in mind, other series, to begin, not in Fallout 4 though, no. After we're wrapped up here, we'll be going back in time to some older Fallout games. So, maybe, just maybe, we can start talking about that sooner rather than later. We shall flipping see. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd. And this has been Fallout 4 Legendary Roulette. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
We have got a gate key here, and then we have got... I've made a mistake! I've made a mistake! I've made a mistake! I've made a mistake! This is going to take all of my skill and cunning as a hunter to sort out... Die, you mooing bastards! Die! Die! Go away. Go away, nobody likes you. That was a good idea till it wasn't.